All of the tools that we will be using in Access are organized into the same ribbon tab layout that is used throughout the Microsoft Office suite. These are contextual tabs that run along the top here that change depending on the context of what you're working on. By default, there are 4 main ribbons, plus the File tab, which takes you to the Backstage options. Let's take a look at each tab and get a peek at their organization, starting with that File tab. Now when I click on it, you'll notice it's not really a ribbon at all. It takes me to the screen called Backstage View. This is where you can open a new file, save existing objects, close the database. You can also get information about your current user account and get to those access options. I'm going to click the back button on the top to return to the standard interface. The rest of the tabs, Home, Create, External Data, and Database Tools, all have a similar and familiar layout. We have objects called command buttons that are organized into groups. On the Home tab, for instance, we have groups for View, Clipboard, Sort and Filter, Records, Find, and Text Formatting. And then within these groups are the commands. For instance, in the Clipboard group, we have Paste, Cut, Copy, and our Format Painter. The Sort and Filter group has options for sorting and filtering records. The Records group has options for adding and deleting records. The Find group is where you'll find Find and Replace options. And the Formatting group has bold, italic, and underline, and other text formatting options. The next tab over is the Create tab. Let's go ahead and click that. We'll see that we have groups for tables, queries, forms, reports, and macros and code. These are all of the different objects that we'll be creating in our database. We'll be spending a lot of time here in this tab throughout this course. The next tab is External Data. The External Data tab is all about bringing data in with the Import and Link section and out with the Export section. You'll see that we have lots of options. For instance, we can import from an Excel file, or we can export to a PDF file. There's lots of options here. Finally, the Database Tools ribbon has some specialized tools for maintaining the database and its components. Additional tabs will pop up when working with specific objects. For instance, when we start working with tables in the next chapter, we'll see a set of tabs specific to tables. Now, if you're working on a small screen, such as a tablet computer, you might find that the ribbon takes up a lot of your workspace. You can collapse the ribbon by pressing the up arrow on the right side, here. That'll collapse my ribbon so all I see is the text of the tab. When I want to get to a command button, I'll simply press the tab, and the command buttons appear. I'll select what I want, and then the ribbon will disappear again. Once the ribbon is collapsed, though, it's not really clear on how to get it back. You can open the ribbon again, and then click on this pin icon over here on the right to lock it open again. Another way you can do it is to double-click on an active tab. For instance, External Data is active right now. If I double-click on it, the ribbon will close, double-click again, and the ribbon locks open. And if you like keyboard shortcuts, the Control F1 key will minimize or reveal the ribbon contents. One more ribbon trick before we wrap up. The scroll wheel on your mouse can be used to scroll through the ribbons. I can scroll backwards and forwards using that wheel. Simply move your mouse cursor over the ribbon area and scroll up and down. I'll be honest though, I accidentally scroll the wheel up here all the time and then wonder why the ribbon switched on me. If that's ever happened to you, now you know why. You probably just bumped the scroll wheel. Now the ribbons house all the tools that we'll want to use to design and develop our database applications. Getting used to their organization will be key in being able to quickly get to the items you need.